Done. Okay, we're live. And I'm opening up the lobby so anyone who joins will enter directly. Stable. Here we are. Hi, everyone. Hello and welcome. Let's wait as usual a couple of minutes so that we can admit even the last people joining. Great.
Yeah, Faiza always on time.
Faiza, she's always on time, right? Right. Yes. First one entering. Nice. Yes. No. Nice. So, I guess we can go on and start. A minute is gone away. Summer, do you want to say a couple of words, or if not, I'm gonna share my
Now,
screen and start the presentation.
go ahead.
Yes, great. So let's go. Here we are. Nice. So, do you see my screen? Maybe Summer, you can talk. You can
Yes,
say yes. Okay. Nice,
yes,
great,
I can see you.
amazing, great. So I'll go on. We'll start the presentation. In case of tech issues, problems or questions, there's both the chat and the Q&A chat open for entering questions or issues that you might have. The webinar will last approximately 30 minutes, and then we will have at the end space for answering questions or see any doubts, whatever. It's going to be like pretty, let's say, not interactive, but actually I tried to engage the presentation as much as I could. So I'm going to go ahead in sharing the agenda for today and what we're going to see together. There are three main sections. First one called positioning, the second one called planning, and the third one called producing, which will go through the journey, marketing journey that potential end users in this case may have with you. The building of your own strategy, and some now and then tool crumbs along the way, in which I try to summarize tools that I use to make it a bit more engaging, tools that I use based usually on AI to increase and make your marketing your marketing faster, basically. Okay, there's one section at the very end which is the personalized support. That is something that we are doing with some of the partners that are here today, which is basically trying to support you in campaigns you may have. But I'm not gonna spoiler anything. Let's go on, and we'll see everything in detail. First thing first, we as Wildix, we are not an agency. And that's a slide not to discourage you from asking for help, but to inform you that if you plan a very intense, frequent activity and you need continuous support, an operational support, basically, where you need a person to write copies, create images, create film, record videos, you probably need more of an agency. We are ready and happy, of course, to support you with the marketing, but our approach is, of course, more of a consultancy. So we try to guide you or to go with you in building a specific campaign, a verticalization, but of course, most of the work, let's say, must be done by you because of course, in terms of time and knowledge of your own end users, and because of course we couldn't, as as we have our own company, as we are our own company, provide the continuous support you may need. So that's to say, we are happy to help, but let's consider project by project in order to create projects that work in the end and do not take up too much of your time without our support being actually helpful in the end. I took the chance for this slide to create a bit of a first introduction for our first tool, Crumb. These are two AI generated images, of course, but in this case, I wanted you to guess the prompt that was given to create both images. Because in the first case, the left one, the prompt was very basic. I just asked the tool that I'm now showing to you to create a marketing agency image. Meanwhile, in the second image, I gave to the tool a background, a story, specific requests on the people on the image, on the tools they were supposed to be using, and on the context, so brainstorming in a marketing agency. That's something that we will see later on regarding prompts and how to build effective prompts. The fact is, any tool, included this one, which is Canva, that you probably all know already, they do have AI generator of images, of videos and stuff. So the difference between something that comes out in a bad way, in a very basic way, and something that comes out as a more professional view image is usually the prompt. So that's the main difference between a tool that gives outcomes that work or outcomes that do not work at all. Especially in Canva, I'm gonna go now to another time where I have our tools, our Canva tools open. You have this. This is what I was mentioning, the AI image generator, where you can build, and I did it for the two images I used for the presentation, your own image giving a prompt, which could be basic, as in this case, or could be really structured so that the output is then much more interesting and much more usable, of course. We're going to see many of these tools today, and I'm going to give you also some tips on how to build an effective prompt. Now, we go on, and we are reaching our very first section for today, which is positioning, our main topic. Positioning basically means how you place your product. In this case, we're talking about Wildix, so Wildix, in the mind of your end users, okay? This is a tool that maybe you already know. Everybody knows ChatGPT, of course. This presentation was built with ChatGPT. You must not be ashamed, of course, to use ChatGPT for writing, checking, translating, building something more strategical. The most important things about ChatGPT is that you need, of course, to check everything that comes out, that you need to give very specific prompts. And now we arrive to the main topics, which is starting with prompts to introduce this presentation, the whole presentation. And that, of course, you need to be specific and give sometimes also examples, okay? This presentation was designed in its structure, basically. I use ChatGPT less for writing, honestly speaking. I prefer to write myself, to use ChatGPT for brainstorming and collecting ideas. But keeping in mind these 10 rules for everything, for writing, for generating images, for generating strategic structures and whatever. ChatGPT is more as an assistant, which is, of course, not a real persona, but try, when you give ChatGPT a prompt, to consider ChatGPT as a persona. So usually when I start writing something or creating something, creating the structure of a document, what I say to ChatGPT is who it is. Like, you are a social media manager or you are a marketing strategy. We need to do this thing together. So create a context. And if you use a persona more often than others, create your own GPT, for that. If you don't know how to create a GPT, which is a recurrent persona in ChatGPT, of course, that you can use for recurring dialogues that you have on a topic, just drop a message in the chat. I will show you. When you write a prompt at the limiters, be clear, be specific, use bullet points. So try to be as more specific as possible. Provide example and similar cases. So try to bring something that it can learn from. Okay, it can take as an example to create something similar or even different, but just to give it some guidelines. Provide step-by-step instructions like bullet points, as I said before. So try to be clear and be brief. Don't lose yourself into many words, into many paragraphs. Try to be synthetic. Ask for improvements if you don't like some part of an outcome. I always write something. Maybe I don't like some parts of it. I ask ChatGPT to improve, to change some parts, to suggest different outcome for a specific part of my results. So I try to create a dialogue with the persona I'm using or I built and that I'm using. And always remember, put the format or specify the length of the results you wanna have. So if it's a post or if it's a blog, it's gonna be different in its structure. So you really need to be clear from the start and not do it afterwards on what exactly you're gonna expect as a length of results as a format. I'm gonna show you my GPT. This is my GPT that I created. I use it for creating ideas for our social media. So I'm using it for creating the calendar of content, the monthly calendar of content, to brainstorm mainly. That's the use I do. I created from my account, which is a plus, okay? And I gave it a name, a description of what it's supposed to, and then the instruction, which are usually general, okay? Then you go case by case, but just to give him a context of what it is, what it's going to be asked to do for us, and what we expect as a general persona. So here it's not even so long. You can go longer. You can write more sentences, more instructions. My suggestion is to be as more specific as you can, so that he knows that here we are only talking about social media. He knows the background. He knows what to search. He's already a persona. You don't even need to do an introduction for it. You can start discussing about social media. If you use the like if you go with ChatGPT, how can I help? Here, what I was telling before is that you need to give a couple of lines of, introduction, just to make it clear what you expect, what you want to obtain, what is supposed to work on, actually. So all this just to know that don't be ashamed of using ChatGPT. This presentation was based the structure in its parts by brainstorming with ChatGPT. So it's a very useful tool if used correctly. Before going to the main positioning core, let's go back to the topic that we like to discuss always, is why marketing is important. You already know, but to give a bold statement for that, B2B companies that use marketing strategies based on content, and we're going to see what I mean with content, they usually generate C7 more qualified leads compared to B2B companies that do not rely on content, so they do not produce content. Now we're going to see it in details. That's HubSpot, which is a online tool, made a research about B2B and content marketing. If you are talking about positioning, another thing to consider is not only that you have to do marketing, is for whom you are doing marketing. Probably your personas will be soon people already are from millennials generation, of course, and will be soon also people from Gen Z. So people that were, in the second case, Gen Z, born with technologies, or people that grow up with technology, like in the case of the millennials, that are really sensitive when it comes to content. And when it comes to content related to the mission, the values, the transparency, being authentic on social media, collaborating with other creators, other companies, other personas on social media, ethical values that they may have, mental health, for example. That's a research that was done by We Are Social, and I'm going to show you something interesting as well. That highlights how when you're thinking about your products and who you want to like suggest this product to, sell this product to, you need to consider that younger generation are always more they care more about this kind of approach by a brand. That's why content is becoming more and more important during time in the future, and will be in the future, of course. What I'm going to show you is this, and I'm going to copy paste the link for you. That's something that not everybody knows. We Are Social is a global agency, and every year they create a digital report on a global scale about the use of digital media, not only social media, all kind of media, digital, and sometimes even not, like because they include, for example, also like TV, so traditional media, and others. So I will copy paste the link to this report because it's really interesting, and it's the base that I use to create this this infographic here. That's why it's very interesting, because in the report you're gonna find an extract for each country. So there's, for example, a part dedicated to Italy, a part dedicated to UK, where the single countries are analyzed. So you can grab also a lot of information about your own country and the use of media in your own country. So that's really, really interesting. And just to like have a little break, I'm going to show you this. What's this? Is the tool that I use to create the infographics. So what I did is basically I took this report, I took some data from this report, okay, I put it into Napkin, which is a very useful tool if you want to create infographics. And I ask the tool, the app, to create me an infographic with the tool, with the data that I put in the spreadsheet here, okay, in the sheet here that you have here. It's very interesting because you can create infographics with colors, different formats, not only this one. I decided to go for this one because I liked it more for this kind of work, but it's free and you can really create any kind of infographics to use in presentations, but also why not on social media. When you download it, you can even choose if you want like a dark post. You can then, for example, import it into Canva, put your logo in it. So you can really create interesting data presentation with this tool. So that's what I use, for example, to build this infographic that I just showed you in the previous slide. So infographics starting from text and other visual, which are really interesting. Then we come to the main topic of this this section. So like we started from creating a background of what is positioning and what you need to take into consideration when talking about positioning. So basically the placement strategy that you adopt to present the product or service to your end user, to your customers. And what I did in the next slide is using AI, using different sources, I sum up some of the main topics that you should include in a company profile when you go first to an end customers, for example, and you need to showcase, present why introduce the end consumer to Wildix, Exopers, or XPs. So basically, I won't go through the whole slide. That's more for you to read after the presentation. Basically, I divided it into a positioning statement, the key benefits that should be always highlighted by who is presenting the products in the company presentation, and the audience that you must take into consideration. So here we have unified communications, small, medium, large businesses in different sector that wants to upgrade their unified communication solution. And by the way, I'm going to make a quick parenthesis. Wildix, I don't know if you noticed, since we're talking about the positioning of Wildix, the logo is now used without the pictogram. So if you remember, before Wildix, there was W, which is very curvy, okay? It was just before on the left side of the logo. Now we are using it without the pictogram. So if you need to download the new logo, we're going to see it later on the e-learning, you're going to find the new one without the pictogram, which is the new way we are going to present the company name, the company logo. Just for you to know, I just took the chance here to specify this new feature of the logo. I put a slide for XBs as well, where we're gonna position XBs with its main key benefits and ideal audience. Here we are talking about AI, which is the base of this tool, which is focused on mainly call centers, sales-oriented companies, service provider companies focused on customers care and customers engagement. So usually that's another target that you may have, another positioning and other products, of course, and Xoppers, which is different companies from Wildix. It's independent from Wildix, but of course, we work of course together, which is mainly for retail malls, stores, where people need, of course, to talk directly with customers and do not interrupt the communication with customers to go and talk with colleagues, for example. Okay, so I will leave you the slides to read on your own, and then we can discuss about positioning and your own experience with maybe positioning when you do that with end users together. Second section is going to be planning. So once you create a context, okay, you know who you're talking to more or less. Now we're going to go more in detail into that. You know which products you're going to suggest to which kind of audience. It's time to plan. So plan actions that make sense. Try to save time, because we are all caught up with a lot of new ideas, new plans. So try to be brief and create plans, test plans that works. Hopefully, that's the idea. Before planning, because we go a bit like in the background of planning. The source of this is Martech. They usually probably talk to you about funnel this way. Funnel is the let's call it the path of a potential end user towards your company. So when I start planning, I'm starting to put down ideas to attract new customers, or to go and contact new customers, okay, to approaches. And when customers start knowing a bit more about myself, usually they go through a funnel, okay? They go through a way which bring them closer to my company more and more, until they buy something from me, from my company. Usually the funnel was this very linear, very traditional: awareness, consideration, conversion, loyalty, advocacy. So from the very first stage to somebody who buys and is loyal in time to the company. It's more like this, let's say. Okay, so traditionally we depict funnel this way. Nowadays, considering all the channels that we have active, all the social medias, media, like offices where the customers may visit us as well, the customer journey looks a bit more like this. Okay, so multiple touch points, and the stages, which were once very defined, are no longer so defined. So they mixed, and usually a person can go back and forth, sometimes from one stage to the other. So now the funnel looks more like this, is a mix of both. To make it clear, I try to divide potential marketing actions according to the stages of the funnel, but considering the multiple touch points that we have in today's reality. So basically, we always have stages. So we know that there's a stage where people are not aware of our services products and they need to know more about our services and products. But we need to consider that according to the previous slide, so according to the journey, which is all messy, that we need to activate more touch points in order to be present where our potential end user is. So I try to divide actions according to the traditional stages of the funnel to give you an idea of what to use in different stages. Let me go back because I went too fast. So for the awareness stage, what works is, of course, social media, blogs, so research, paid ads on Google and Meta, webinars and events, and media visibility. Consider that webinars, as we said, the stages are like mixing in between. Webinars are a good action that you can activate for the consideration stage as well. So it's not only for the awareness. Sometimes it's even better for the consideration stage. Same, we can say for blog and SEO. They are good in the awareness stage, but if I'm looking for something, that's usually what when I land to a blog with something that I looked for into Google, it's something that it's more related to a consideration stage. So when I'm already aware of what I'm looking for and I'm considering different possibilities to for different products to buy in the very end. Consideration stage is when the customer is aware that he has something, kind of a problem, okay, and he needs to find a solution, is considering solution which are different, even ours, even yours. So here we work good with email funnels, where we suggest social proof content, case studies, for example. We work with webinars, demos. We work with educational content, such as guides, videos, and so on. That's only to say, for example, that social proof is good in a stage where the customer knows already bit about what the problem is, of course. But in the awareness stage, it's too early to put on the table a customer story. Why? Because of course, if I don't know even that I have a problem and I don't know you as a company suggesting a service or a product, I really don't care about your customer case study. It's too early for that. I mean, I don't know you, so I don't care about what you are suggesting as a social proof, basically. So that's why you need to move it a bit down in the traditional funnel image that we saw before. The conversion decision stage, just to divide a bit of the action that you can put into this stage, we have case studies, comparisons between products like Avaya versus Wildix, for example. We can give free trial. We can organize demos. We have email funnels, which are good from the consideration onwards, but not really in the awareness stage. And here we try to bring people closer to buying with clear CDAs, clear call to actions. Okay, one per message usually. Don't mix too many call to actions in one single message, because otherwise you're gonna end up with nothing usually, because people get confused. And then we have loyalty, where marketing comes back again. In this stage is more like a sales point of view when we are close to the signature. After the signature, marketing comes in again. If you think about the traditional funnel, when you acquire new customers, that's more or less how it goes, with email funnels, loyalty programs, the onboarding program, and so on and so forth. I hope it's clear. I tried here to give you, when planning, you need to think what you wanna make people do. Okay, which actions you wanna plan for which period of the year, what you want people to do when they meet Wildix in a blog, where when they meet online, for example, at case studies, when you send them an email. So the idea is, when you consider planning, consider the journey that a person does towards your company, and consider which resources you need to activate where. That's the point. Planning is, of course, creating a strategy which allows you to manage and predict testing. So you all know that marketing is not an exact science, that marketing is important to get more leads. Usually the link between leads, return on investments, and marketing, especially when we are talking about the awareness stage, the big stage at the very beginning, is not that clear. So it's difficult for company to track progression and to be motivated in doing marketing, because they do not see the results immediately, or they are not able to track the results. That's another point. But for measurements, we definitely need another webinar. So marketing is basically testing, especially if you do it for the first time, or you don't have a department, and you don't know what actually works. Then it becomes applying a method. But at the very beginning, it could be testing more than one thing, different things. So it's no secret. It's usually this. So since you need to test, you need to prepare and plan to test, of course, not to waste money or to waste many time. The first thing first here is get to know your customer base. Okay, so you wanna activate a plan. You have a customer journey in your mind that you want to convert into action. But do you know exactly? Are you able to divide your database? You know who you have in your database. Are you able to create like verticalization, segmentation in your database? You can easily take out your clients or potential clients according to verticals, for example, like in real estate or hospitality and stuff. This is the basis, let's say, to build actions that you can track, basically. Because if you start from a database that
Laura, your voice disappearing.
you go basically along in time. I think somebody wrote to me that, okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, okay. Oh, great. Okay, sorry. I didn't know what happened. Let me know if you see my screen again. I guess yes. Maybe let's see. I just go in. Oh yes, okay. You see my screen, right? Just to be sure that yes, great. Thanks. So basically, just quick summary of this. I created your marketing plan template that you can go and download. I will pass this presentation to you, of course, with the template link inside, you can use it to create your marketing plan according to the client segment, the timing that you have, the action you want to test, on which segment you want to test the action, of course, on, and the funnel, considering the stages. So basically, in the funnel, you consider it like develop it in time. So basically, if in January, now it's test, but of course you start from Q2 is fine, is okay. If in April, let's say, you're gonna activate an awareness campaign, probably in May, you are gonna activate an email funnel, okay? So consider funnel developed in time. So for your client segment, 1 month you test the awareness, you try to build your database, you try to see if there's interest in the products, and the second month of the quarter, you try and send out some emails, send out a funnel, and so on. If you want to try and build it, I will pass the template, of course, as said. You can send it to me. Try and build a marketing plan for the year or for just 1 quarter, if you prefer. Then you're gonna pass it to me. We can take a look together, of course. I will check what you did, and we can discuss. Great. So marketing, about marketing. So it's not an exact science, we said it, but if you don't plan either, marketing becomes a roulette. Definitely. So you are testing without any clue of what you're doing. If you try to plan, at least you have a time frame, you have a goal, you know how long you are testing before you quit, for example, because something isn't working, and so on and so forth. This is a video. Sorry, I need to click to start it just to show you the next tool, which is Sora. I don't know if you've ever heard about that. It's an OpenAI app. Is really powerful and is a video generator starting from text. It has a version. Let me put this down. It has a version included if you have ChatGPT Plus, where you can design videos or images as well. In vertical or horizontal format ratio, different resolution of videos, up to 10 seconds, I guess. No, 5 I have here for my pricing level, and how many variations you want on a single video. It's really powerful because that's what I did. That's the test I did for the slide, with a very short prompt. But even here, if you really work on the prompt and you are specific, you can create images and videos that are really, really advanced. Okay, so really, really interesting. They are continuing to develop this app. If you haven't, try it, because it's really it's funny, and you can generate, for example, background videos to use for content. So maybe you're not going to use a video generated with AI for your feed, for example, but maybe you're going to use it for your stories, or you can, for example, even here you can generate images that are even better than short videos like this for social media, for example. So I really suggest you to test it. It's really interesting. Yep. Let's go on to producing our not the last, the one before last topic that we have for today, and it's about how to create content. Okay, so you have your content, you have your background, you thought about your database, you're creating your marketing plan. Now it's time to create content from your plan. Okay, how do I do that? Okay, because it's a lot of ideas, nice, but I need time to do that. Let's transform plans into content, and here are some suggestions for saving time, because I know you that probably do not work in marketing, you know as well, there's a lot of effort like behind creating content for like social media, blog, website, updating website, sending out emails. So it's a lot of work, and sometimes it's even more job roles into one, because marketing is a bit of everything. Okay, so how you can save time? First, I love this section of the e-learning, the product kit and marketing kit. and I have it open, I will send you the direct link here to this section of the e-learning. Here you can find everything that you can use, meaning that if you don't have time, take pictures from here, take videos from here. You can find flyers that you can use as magnets, for example, for your campaign. For example, you can use it as we did with Fopex. They are here for their campaigns that they are about to launch. They created a flyer that they are using to ask people to leave contacts to download the flyer, to get more data from their audience. There are guidelines and samples for sales letter, for presentations. There are case studies that you can put into the presentation. You can take everything from here and even, for example, upload them to Canva, add your logo and use it. It's free for you. I mean, go to the learning, download whatever you want and start posting, start creating content, start taking, for example, even not from the learning, from our website, we have a blog section. Take a blog post from Wildix, put it into ChatGPT, ask him to create a summary and try to elaborate the text that comes out for a post, for example, okay? Now that we have a lot of this tool, it's much easier to be productive in terms of content creation. What I did here, just to have a bit of fun, is I created some ideas for your social media content. So divided into some general categories. For example, we have education, we have behind the scenes, we have team, and so on. I created some ideas that you can use. You can even use together the tools that we saw, like ChatGPT with napkins, for example, and others that you can take. The first part, you have general ideas. In the second part, you have what is called hook. So basically the real content that you go then and create as like the content you're going to publish. So that's the idea, that let's say the series, you can create more like words explained or more mini case studies in visual formats, and below you can find the hook, the real content that you can create, how you can basically design the content in the end. I created it for the educational and the behind the scenes. That's the content that goes. It's really successful because, of course, you're showing the team behind the company. That's something that works no matter what. So you can use ChatGPT and Sora and whatever, but not for a team. Here you have to post your own pictures because, of course, even if the picture is ugly, let's speak really transparent, it's going to be much more successful than an AI-generated picture. Because people want to see people, they want to see what's real behind the company. So be real, be transparent in this category of content. Use visual triggers, for example, that works a lot on social media of new generation, like TikTok, especially. It's a tool that I suggest you keep an eye on because it's developing in a way where educational content and longer videos, up to 10 minutes, are starting to become much more popular. So it's no longer entertainment. Forget entertainment on TikTok and start thinking about TikTok as basically some kind of vertical YouTube. Okay, just to give you an idea, good for search, good for companies, good for education, good for more structured topics, and even longer talked videos where people talk for like 3, 4 and more minutes, of course. So visual triggers works on social media of new generation to start a dialogue, are basically very strong hooks that you can use, strong images, strong statement, bold statement that you can use in your communication, both in terms of videos and in terms of pictures as well. Why not? And of course, your customers, your end users, try and play with them, creating the client story of the month, the client of the month, tag them, of course, try to, and then we can do also together, by the way, film video testimonials, telling the story of the installation, what they did with you, what was the experience with you, and so on and so forth. So let your customers speak, basically. So that's the most important part. Regarding videos, that's my starter kit, so to call it. You probably know CapCut. I don't know if you know Captions and HeyGen. CapCut is a tool for advanced editing. Okay, basically you can also, for example, center the subjects if you have an horizontal video and you want to put it into vertical. So basically you want to change the format according to the platform. Maybe you want to have a YouTube, but then you want to have a short extract for the reels. So for the TikToks, it works really good at that. Captions is for captions. So I always recommend putting captions in the videos if they are spoken, and avatars as well. So I put a video here. I don't know if you hear the audio, but I will then pass to you the presentation so you can take a look at it. It was done with, okay, with captions, sorry. It's AI, so it's not real person. And if you have, for example, not that much time to create videos, now and then you can use a spoken video with avatars. Okay, they are not as spoken videos with person, but it's better than nothing, of course. HeyGen is specialized in avatars, so it's like captions, but even better. So for multilingual voiceovers, multilingual speakers, different avatars that you can create and combine as you want, and it's also AI based for turning text into videos. So it's really, really interesting. So basically, to sum up, video editing, the first one. So if you film a video, you can easily edit it with the CapCut. Captions, if it's for captions, you can put it with CapCut as well. But captions is really specialized. It has a lot of fonts. It has a lot of possibility to combine. Font is very precise in caption in a lot of different languages. So you can even upload a video in Turkish and get the captions in, I don't know, English or German and whatever. So it's really advanced. And HeyGen is for avatars. So if you need to film a video and you want to translate the video, what you see in the video as a video in another, basically another language, or with an avatar with a different person. Some spoilers for you. We are approaching the end. Just to let you know that we are working more. We are implementing new actions for what concerns partner development this year. We launched now at the very beginning of March lead generation activity for partners. So we are working on digital campaigns. We have now an expert in our team. She's working to create campaigns for each region of the globe with her team. So just to let you know that this action has been implemented for our region, for our markets as well. We have a new verticalization which will be available soon, which is legal. Soon we're going to have a landing page related to legal. If you have, and I know you have, suggestion on other landing pages and other verticalization that you want to see as a landing pages published by Wildix that you can use, drop it in the chat. I'm sure maybe real estate, hospitality are good options that you may want, but let me know your ideas. And for Middle East, we're about to design a new campaigns related to call centers, which is always a part of the lead generation activity, but is a verticalization we are going to activate soon. And for some of you, I've already been in contact with you. We are testing the actions for our markets. The end user blue boxes. So a selected list of customers you have, you want to surprise with a blue box, which contains gifts and some material about Wildix. We are testing this action. Of course, we are sending the blue box, and then the potential customers need to be called back with some of you partners. Let's see how it goes, and for sure, then we're gonna roll it out to more than the initial partner selected for the testing phase. And one news that is now official, the Wildix magazine has been dismissed. So there's not going to be issues anymore. So it's over. We're going to use the older issues. It was a huge project, but really far too big for the final outcome. So it was really good, but now we want to focus on something new. So we decided that it's over, basically, that we are going to focus on some new actions that makes more sense right now. Make more sense. Yeah. Last gram of the presentation, Notebook LM. It's the last tool I want to suggest, because if you have a lot of sources that you want to summarize, this tool is gonna take and study all the sources that you upload. You can upload PDF, videos, Excels, Word files, and so on and so forth. You can ask him to summarize the data, and you can ask questions about the data that you uploaded. So it works on uploaded file, this one. For example, probably you saw that the We Are Social report is 640 pages long. So maybe it's going to be a good idea to use this tool to get some more information and get a summary of that. And you can even ask, if you drive a lot, to the tool to make a quick podcast of what you uploaded, and ask him to read it out loud so that you can listen to the tool, to the files that you uploaded, to the sources that you uploaded. That's a good one, because I thought of you when I decided to share this report, that you may have wanted something to summarize, because it's a pretty long one to study. So basically, create podcast form files, summarize documents, videos, resources. You can ask questions on the resources that you uploaded, and you can mix and match, creating a final output, which is a mix of different resources, different files. So it's really powerful. By the way, this one, for example, it has a free plan. So most of the tools have a free plan. CapCut, for example, and Caption that we saw before, they do not. But in case you're interested, let me know, and I will provide more information about the pricing and everything. All but gold, partner stories and user case studies. As you know, that's a great opportunity to be featured on a website under the partner stories section or the end user case study section. It's good for you because you're going to be backlinked. So we are going to link your website from our website, which is good for you, CEO. Okay, so consider it. I already got in touch with some of you to create a partner story first. We usually go with a partner story first, and then we go on with the end user case study as a second. So the end user case study basically is an installation that you did, and then we want to tell on the website with a dedicated page. So consider this. It's a good visibility on our website. And then now personalized support. I'm gonna surprise you here. That were my ideas that I share with you. I wanna hear yours now. That's why I did the blank page. Okay. Personalized support is something that we discuss based on your needs and how we can help you based on your campaigns. Keep in mind the very third actually slide that we saw about the agency. We are not an agency, so we cannot really create, be your marketing person, but we can support. We can help you, guide you in case you have ideas. And if you have ideas which are already well organized, we can support you in creating the plan. Like, for example, I'm gonna name Focus once again. They had their campaign in mind. I helped them creating the campaign basically, but they did it on their own. So if you have a good idea, let's talk. Even if it's a bad idea, let's talk once again. So no problems. There are no bad or silly ideas actually. Let's talk about your plans. Let's see what we can do together. I'm gonna try to make the most of your time. If you want to just drop me a chat and we can arrange a call to discuss about your marketing. But I'm waiting for your idea, basically. It's a blank page we can write together. So thanks for joining. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen today and come back. Oh, yes, I love it too. The podcast format on Notebook. It's so nice. If you have questions, if you have any questions, I'm in all the chats that we have together. Feel free to drop your questions there. Feel free to suggest your ideas. As I said, happy to hear your ideas, your plans, and I hope it was useful. I'm gonna share the formats that I created for you, especially the marketing plan. And yes, I'm looking forward to work with all of you, of course. That's the end. So this webinar has been recorded, so that you know it's going to be uploaded on the learning. You will receive the presentation. I will try to send it before uploading the webinar, so to be as fast as I can, and you can try and see the marketing plan. And if you fill in your marketing plan with your ideas, share it with me. We're gonna take a look together at your plans, and we can discuss, of course. Thank you again. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye, 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 bye.